Chrisean Rock just broke her silence, and the internet is melting down. In a raw, unfiltered moment that nobody saw coming, she opened up about everything: her toxic roller coaster with Blueface, her strained but fiery relationship with her sister TESEHKI, behind-the-scenes chaos on Baddies, and shocking revelations that go way beyond what fans thought they knew. Phones lit up the second her words hit the air. Clips started spreading faster than wildfire, with fans screaming, "She's finally saying what we've all been thinking." But what's wild is that she didn't just drag Blueface, she exposed the twisted family drama, aired out betrayals, and threw shade at producers, castmates, and even the fans who once claimed to support her. Insiders claim what Chrisean revealed is just the tip of the iceberg. Supposedly, there are private recordings, leaked messages, and unreleased scenes from Baddies that could flip the entire narrative upside down. And from what we're hearing, Blueface's camp is already scrambling to shut it down. This isn't just Chrisean venting. This is Chrisean detonating a bomb. And trust me when I say the fallout is going to be messy, unpredictable, and career-shaking. Stay locked in, because once I lay out exactly what she said, what her sister TESEHKI fired back with, and how the Baddies cast is already reacting, you'll understand why people are calling this the most chaotic moment in reality TV history. When Chrisean Rock speaks, the world listens, not because she's polished, not because she's scripted, but because she is raw, unfiltered chaos, wrapped in honesty. And this time, she went further than ever before. What began as a casual live turned into a confession, a rant, a revelation, and a public explosion, all rolled into one. And at the center of it all, her infamous on-again, off-again relationship with Blueface, her turbulent dynamic with her sister TESEHKI, the behind-the-scenes of Baddies, and some disturbing truths about what's really happening when the cameras stop rolling. But before we get into the meltdown, let's rewind and set the stage. For years, Chrisean and Blueface's toxic love story has dominated headlines. Their breakups and makeups, their violent altercations, their emotional breakdowns, every moment has been broadcast for the world to see. Fans have watched them throw punches, cry on camera, expose each other's DMs, and drag their private lives into public arenas like it was a sport. It's no exaggeration to say they've become the most notorious couple in modern hip-hop reality culture. But what people forget is that the damage isn't just between them. It's spilled into their families, their careers, and even their friendships. Enter TESEHKI, Chrisean's sister, who's been caught in the crossfire for years. TESEHKI has always been vocal, throwing shots at Blueface and sometimes at Chrisean herself. Their relationship has been strained, filled with screaming matches, reconciliations, and betrayals. Fans still remember that infamous live stream where TESEHKI aired out family business, dragging Chrisean in front of thousands. Ever since then, the sisters have had this unspoken tension, part love, part rivalry, part deep-seated resentment. And now, in this latest outburst, Chrisean didn't just mention TESEHKI, she dragged her into the spotlight again, making it clear that the family drama is far from over. She accused her sister of jealousy, of betrayal, and of siding with people who only want to see Chrisean fail. The internet caught fire instantly, because every time these two clash, spills into something even bigger, something that feels like it could tear their entire family apart. But the drama doesn't stop at family. Chrisean also opened up about Baddies, the Zeus Network reality show that turned her into one of the most polarizing stars of reality TV. Fans have always speculated that the show is scripted, that producers push drama to extreme levels, and that Chrisean is often set up to fail. And this time she confirmed those suspicions. In her live, she claimed there are entire unaired scenes where cast members provoked her, where producers encouraged fights, and where her pain was exploited, just for ratings. And if that wasn't shocking enough, she hinted that some castmates weren't just fake, they were actively working against her. One name she didn't say outright: But the way she danced around it had fans convinced she was throwing shade at Natalie Nunn, the powerhouse producer and face of Baddies. "Some people act like they putting you on," Chrisean said. "But really? They using you to keep their show alive?" That one line was clipped, reposted, viewed millions of times within hours. So let's piece this together. Chrisean exposes Blueface, once again dragging their toxic bond into public view. She calls out her sister TESEHKI, reigniting a family war fans thought had cooled down. She trashes Baddies producers, hinting at rigged storylines and exploitation. And she throws subtle shade at her castmates, daring them to clap back. That's not just drama. That's a declaration of war on all fronts. The scary part: insiders are whispering that Blueface's camp is already scrambling behind the scenes, trying to spin this before it snowballs. One source claims Blueface is furious, calling Chrisean's "live a career-ending move," while another insists he's secretly laughing, saying she just gave him more clout. Meanwhile, TESEHKI has allegedly started drafting her own response. And Zeus producers are scrambling to cut deals to either silence Chrisean or spin her meltdown into more episodes. But here's the thing about Chrisean: she doesn't play by industry rules. She doesn't care about NDAs, she doesn't care about PR strategy, and she doesn't care about keeping secrets that protect other people's reputations. If she feels betrayed, she talks. And when she talks, she doesn't stop. Which is why fans are now convinced this is only the beginning. Because if what she said on live is even half true, then there are recordings, messages, and unseen footage out there that could take this whole saga from messy to catastrophic. And from the way she's hinting, she's ready to let it all fly. The internet is already buzzing with hashtags. Hashtag Chrisean speaks. Hashtag TASKIVs Chrisean. Hashtag Blueface exposed. Hashtag BADDIES rigged. Everyone is picking sides, and the battleground is about to get bloodier than ever. And just when you think this is as wild as it can get, the first twist hits, because Blueface himself didn't stay silent. The internet didn't even have time to breathe before Blueface made his move. If you thought Chrisean was going to be the only one putting everything on the table, think again, because Blueface thrives off chaos just as much as she does. And the second her live ended, insiders say his phone lit up like fireworks. He wasn't just watching. He was plotting. Hours later, a mysterious post appeared on Blueface's Instagram story. No words, no caption. It's just a black screen with one sound clip playing faintly in the background. Chrisean screaming during one of their past fights. Fans instantly recognized it because that clip had gone viral months ago when the two were caught on camera outside a Hollywood club. Blueface didn't say a thing. He didn't need to. The message was clear. If she's airing me out, I'll remind the world of who she really is. That one petty move alone sent the internet spiraling. Screenshots went everywhere. Hashtags like hashtag Blueface Petty King and hashtag Chrisean Exposed started trending, with fans split right down the middle. Some called Blueface a manipulative villain, saying he was trying to weaponize Chrisean's past trauma. Others clapped back, claiming Chrisean started it by dragging his name through the mud again. But here's the twist: Blueface wasn't done. By midnight, leaked DMs started surfacing from accounts claiming to be connected to Blueface's camp. The messages showed conversations between Blue and someone allegedly tied to Baddies producers. In them, Blueface was supposedly laughing about how Chrisean had ruined her own bag by going live and slamming Zeus. One line in particular made fans lose it. She'd forget who put her on TV in the first place. She'll forget who built Chrisean Rock. Whether the DMs were real or fabricated, the timing was deadly. Just hours after Chrisean accused Zeus of exploiting her. Here was proof that Blueface was in on the machine all along, mocking her. While cashing checks off her pain, fans erupted. Was Blueface working hand in hand with producers against her? Was the entire Chrisean versus Blueface saga nothing but a rigged storyline to keep ratings high? And while the internet was chewing on that bombshell, another one exploded, this time from TESEHKI. Yes, the sister herself couldn't stay silent. Barely a day after Chrisean's live, TESEHKI hopped on her own IG Live. Looking heated, pacing back and forth, blasting her sister in front of thousands. "Don't drag me into your mess," she snapped. "You always blaming everybody else for your problems? You blaming Blue? You blaming me? You blaming the show? When are you gonna take accountability?" Fans clipped it instantly. Some sided with TESEHKI, saying she had a point. Chrisean lashes out at everyone around her whenever things spiral. Others slammed TESEHKI for being a hypocrite, pointing out that she's had her own messy run-ins with both Chrisean and Blueface. But then, TESEHKI said something nobody was ready for. "Y'all don't even know half of what's going on. There's recordings. There's things that'll end her whole career if they come out. And don't think I won't drop them if she keeps running her mouth." That line set social media on fire. Recordings of what? Of Chrisean? Of Blueface? Of both? Fans immediately started speculating, with theories ranging from secret baddies, behind-the-scenes clips, to private arguments caught on phones. Whatever it was, TESEHKI had just escalated the situation to nuclear levels. Meanwhile, Zeus Network couldn't ignore the storm. Normally, they thrive on drama, but this time, it was bad for business. Multiple blogs claimed producers were panicking, worried Chrisean's rants would expose how staged Baddies really was. Some insiders even whispered that Zoo's lawyers reached out to Chrisean, reminding her about NDAs and threatening legal action if she leaked unaired footage. But here's the thing, Chrisean doesn't scare easy. During a second live, she doubled down. "I don't care about no contract. Y'all think I'm scared of Zeus? I am Zeus. Without me, there's no show. Without me, there's no numbers." The arrogance, the confidence, it made fans go wild. Supporters praised her as fearless, finally calling out the machine. Haters called her delusional, saying she was burning the very bridge that made her famous. And while this war was unfolding, on all sides, Blueface decided to twist the knife. Late at night, he posted a picture of himself with none other than Natalie Nunn. The caption, "Boss moves only." That was it. Just enough to send fans into a frenzy. Was this proof that Blueface and Zeus were working together? Was he teaming up with the very producers Chrisean accused of exploiting her? The betrayal felt heavy, and the narrative was shifting faster than anyone could keep up by now. The story wasn't just Chrisean versus Blueface. It wasn't just sister v sister. It wasn't even star versus producers. It was all of them, tangled in a toxic, messy, never-ending spiral, each firing shots, each leaking their own truth, and each pulling fans into the battlefield. But then came the first major twist, one that made jaws drop. A blog known for dropping exclusive tea posted a voice memo, claiming it came from a private conversation between Blueface and a Zeus producer. In it, a voice sounding exactly like Blueface laughed. "Don't worry, she crashed herself. She always does. Just give her enough rope." The memo spread like wildfire. If it was real, it proved everything Chrisean had been saying, that people around her were waiting for her downfall, setting her up to fail for their own profit. The internet lost it. Fans rushed to defend her, saying she'd been right all along, that she wasn't crazy, that she was a victim of a machine built to exploit her pain. Others said it didn't matter, that she still chose to put herself in the drama, that she still kept going back to Blueface when she could have walked away. Either way, the battlefield was now too bloody to turn back. And if you think that twist was wild, trust me, the next revelation is going to make this look like child's play. Because just when people thought the war had peaked, Chrisean herself hinted at something so explosive it could tear down not just Blueface, but her own family too. If you thought the war was already messy, what came next made the internet feel like it was watching the implosion of an entire reality TV dynasty in real time. After Blueface's petty posts and TESEHKI's heated live, The narrative was already spiraling. But then, a shocking leak surfaced on Twitter late that night. An anonymous account dropped a full-length audio recording, allegedly from a Zeus production meeting. The voices on the tape sounded like producers openly plotting how to push Chrisean to the edge for ratings. One voice even laughed. "The more she cries, the better the views." Fans were horrified. The leak was authentic. It meant Chrisean's accusations weren't just emotional rants. They were the truth. She wasn't exaggerating. She was being exploited on purpose. The audio went viral within minutes. Hashtags like #ProtectChrisEan and #ZeusExposed started trending, with fans demanding boycotts of the network. Some even called for lawsuits, claiming Zeus was endangering mental health for profit. But here's where things got darker. Blueface's name was mentioned on the tape too. Producers were allegedly coordinating with him to keep the drama alive. One voice said, "Blue's gonna stir her up before filming. That's how we get the royest reactions." That line sent shockwaves through the fandom. True, Blueface wasn't just toxic on his own, he was actively feeding Chrisean to the wolves for TV. Chrisean wasted no time reacting. She jumped. Back on IG Live, tears in her eyes, screaming, "Y'all hear it now. I wasn't lying. I wasn't crazy. They using me and blew in on it too." The rawness of that moment broke people's hearts. Even fans who once dragged her were suddenly siding with her, saying she'd been a victim all along. But just when people were ready to crown her the victim, another twist hit. TESEHKI returned, with receipts of her own. She posted screenshots of text messages, allegedly from Chrisean, where Chrisean threatened to leak dirt on her unless she stopped siding with Blueface. One message read, "Don't make me drop what I know about you. You won't survive it." The internet exploded. Suddenly, Chrisean wasn't the innocent victim. She was accused of being just as manipulative as the people she claimed were exploiting her. Fans split again. Half screamed that the texts were fake, doctored to make her look bad. The other half insisted it proved Chrisean was willing to weaponize anyone, even her own family. When she felt cornered, meanwhile, blogs started posting exclusive whispers from behind the scenes at Baddies. One source claimed the entire cast was on edge, terrified that Chrisean would expose everyone's secrets. "There's fights y'all haven't even seen yet," the insider said. "She's threatening to leak footage that'll ruin reputations." The blogs added fuel by teasing that Natalie Nunn herself was shaking, worried Chrisean had clips that would destroy her credibility as the boss of Zeus. And then, out of nowhere, Blueface dropped the most explosive card yet. He went live from hiscar.com, smirking, sipping Hennessy, and dropped a bombshell claim. "Y'all crying about Zeus using her? She signed up for it. She begged to be on that show. She begged to be around me. Everything she got, she asked for. Don't let her fool y'all." That line made the internet buckle. Supporters of Chrisean screamed that he was gaslighting her, painting her as desperate when she was clearly manipulated. His defenders clapped back, saying he was finally telling the truth. But then, Blueface smirked again and added one more sentence that set the internet ablaze. "If y'all want to see the real her, I got footage too. Don't make me post it." Instant panic. What footage? From when? Of what? Theories exploded like fireworks. Some claimed it was private videos from their toxic fights. Others whispered it was unaired Baddies clips Zeus had given him. A darker theory spread that he had personal footage of Chrisean in vulnerable moments. That could ruin her career forever. The fear of that potential leak had fans begging Chrisean to protect herself. Twitter filled with warnings like, "Don't let him weaponize your pain," and "Lawyer up, sis." But Chrisean, in classic Chrisean fashion, didn't back down. Hours later, she tweeted, "You can't expose what I already exposed myself. Do it. I dare you." That one tweet set the stage for full-on war. Blueface threatening leaks. TESEHKI promising recordings. Producers exposed for exploitation. and Chrisean daring everyone to fire their shots because she wasn't afraid anymore. But just when you thought that chaos peaked, a new player entered the drama. A cast member from Baddies, one who hadn't been involved in the mess until now, went live and dropped her own bombshell. This ain't just about Blue and Chrisean. Y'all don't even know about the contract they signed? That girl Chrisean owes Zeus more than $500,000 if she quits. That's why they're keeping her around. That's why they won't let her walk away. Fans gasped. $500,000. If true, it meant Chrisean was trapped, not just emotionally with Blueface, but financially with Zeus. She couldn't escape without bankrupting herself. Suddenly, her outbursts didn't look like reckless drama anymore. They looked like the desperate cries of someone stuck in a cage. And this is where the shocking reveal came. Leaked court documents surfaced online showing Zeus had quietly filed legal paperwork months ago against Chrisean for breach of contract. The case hadn't gone public yet, but the document showed claims that she'd missed filming days and violated agreements. Fans went wild. Was Zeus preparing to sue her into silence? Was Blueface helping them build the case? The truth was no longer clear. The lines between victim, villain, and manipulator were blurred beyond recognition. One thing, however, was undeniable. Chrisean wasn't going to shut up, and the next move she made would determine whether she'd expose everyone or destroy herself in the process. By the time the leaks, lives, and court documents finished making their rounds, social media had transformed into a battlefield. The conversation wasn't just trending, it was dominating every platform. Twitter. Threads stretched for miles. Instagram story timelines were flooded with clips. TikTok was drowning in side-by-side reaction videos. The world wasn't just watching Chrisean's meltdown. They were participating in it. Fans divided instantly. On one side were the loyalists, the ones chanting #ProtectChrisEan with every post. They argued she had been exploited by Blueface, betrayed by her sister, and trapped by Zeus. They clipped every second of her emotional live streams, calling them proof that she had been crying out for help all along. One viral tweet read, "Y'all clowned her for years, but now you hear the producers laughing about exploiting her pain. Who's really the clown now?" That single post hit nearly 500K likes. But the other side? Brutal. Thousands dragged her for playing the victim while destroying everyone around her. Memes calling her Chaos Rock flooded feeds. One TikTok creator stitched her tweet daring Blueface to leak footage with the caption, "Sis thinks she's bulletproof, but Zeus got a whole nuke waiting." The comment section lit up with people predicting the end of Chrisean Rock before 2025 even finished. Meanwhile, TESEHKI fans rallied behind her. K started a hashtag of their own, #TeamTeaseHKI, painting her as the only sibling willing to speak the truth about Chrisean's manipulations. Others weren't buying it, pointing out that TESEHKI had her own skeletons and was only jumping in now to clout chase. Every time she went live, clips were dissected like presidential debates, fans counting the number of times she contradicted herself, or swearing she was hinting at recordings that could topple everything. But it wasn't just fans. The industry was watching too and reacting loudly. Zeus producers tried to play defense. One producer went on Twitter and claimed the leaked audio was fabricated, but fans weren't buying it. The voices were too distinct, too real. The denial only made things worse. Screenshots of the denial were turned into memes with captions like, "When you get caught red-handed but still gotta act professional." Bloggers had a field day. The Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked, and Gossip of the City were blasting updates every hour. Academics, never one to hold back, went on Twitch screaming, "This is WWE disguised as reality TV, brew. Y'all don't get it. Zeus is writing scripts and the cast don't even know they in the script." Clips of his rant hit millions of views, with fans spamming laughing emojis and #ZeusWWE in the chat. Even celebrities outside the immediate circle started chiming in. Cardi B posted a cryptic tweet. Some PPL don't understand the business. Till they inside of it, be careful what you sign. Fans instantly tied it to Chrisean's alleged $500,000 debt to Zeus. Summer Walker went the other route, commenting on a Shade Room post, "I feel bad for her. That girl don't need a show, she needs therapy." The comment racked up thousands of likes, sparking debates about whether Chrisean was a victim in need of help or an aggressor reaping the consequences of her own chaos. Blueface, of course, kept pouring gas on the fire. He retweeted memes mocking Chrisean and liked fan comments saying she was exposing herself more than anyone else ever could. But then, in classic Blueface fashion, he pivoted into pure troll mode, posting a clip of himself in the studio with a snippet of a new track where he rapped, "Cry on live, keep the cloud alive, Zeus cut the check, I'ma always thrive." The snippet spread like wildfire, with fans both dragging him for mocking her pain and others saying it was low-key catchy. And then came the celebrity division lines. Natalie Nunn, feeling the heat, finally broke her silence. On IG Live, she denied Chrisean's claims, calling her ungrateful and the biggest headache Zeus ever had. Natalie insisted Chrisean owed everything to Baddies and that the show made her, not the other way around. The live was clipped across TikTok, sparking a storm of comments. Some sided with Natalie, saying she was just protecting her brand. Others accused her of proving Chrisean's point by dismissing her pain. Meanwhile, rapper Lil Durk tweeted, "Blue and Rock need to leave the internet and focus on thy family. Ain't nothing funny about this." His tweet was reposted everywhere, hailed as the first real attempt to inject sanity into the madness. But instead of calming the storm, it only made fans argue more, half agreeing with Durk, half saying this is their family. And then came the wildest industry whisper of all. A Hollywood gossip site claimed they had inside info that Zeus was considering spinning this real-life meltdown into a new spin-off show, tentatively titled Rock Bottom. According to the leak, producers were pitching the idea of documenting Chrisean's redemption arc after her battles with Blueface, TESEHKI, and Zeus itself. The mere mention of the spin-off drove fans insane. Some said it was proof Zeus was shameless, exploiting her pain even deeper. Others swore Chrisean would actually sign on if the bag was big enough. By now, the public reaction wasn't just about sympathy or judgment. It had become a gladiator arena. Late one night, a new leak dropped from an anonymous page with only one post, a shaky, hidden camera video. In it, Chrisean could be seen sitting in a dressing room surrounded by producers, visibly upset. The audio was muffled, but one chilling line was clear as day. "If you don't do this scene, you won't get paid, and you'll owe us double." The clip spread like wildfire. Fans screamed that it was proof Zeus had been coercing her into on-camera meltdowns. Blogs ran headlines like "Chrisean forced into chaos," and "The dark side of Baddies production exposed." The narrative shifted once again from Chrisean being messy to Chrisean being trapped. But before sympathy could fully cement, TESEHKI came swinging again. On her live, she claimed she knew the truth behind that video. She wasn't forced. She agreed. She signed. Don't let her play, y'all. "My sister ain't no victim. She's a hustler who knows what she's doing." That statement split the internet like an earthquake. Chrisean trapped, or manipulating the narrative for sympathy. And then, like clockwork, Blueface couldn't resist jumping in. He posted a tweet that sent shockwaves through the culture. "Crazy part is, y'all ain't even seen the real footage yet. No context, no details." But fans immediately knew what he was implying. The floodgates of speculation opened. Did he mean intimate videos? Unseen fight clips? Or was he bluffing, just to keep Chrisean cornered? The tension was unbearable, and then came the ultimate bombshell. Blog notorious for dropping unverified but viral tea posted screenshots of what they claimed was a confidential Zeus spin-off pitch deck. The title: Rock Bottom, The Rise and Fall of Chrisean Rock. The document described a series that would chronicle her downfall, her family feuds, her battles with Blueface, and most chillingly, her public collapse. Fans lost their minds. Was Zeus plotting her destruction as entertainment all along? The hashtag #RockBottom immediately began trending worldwide, with fans calling it the most evil reality TV concept ever imagined. Some swore it was fake. Others argued it was too detailed to be made up. But the real kicker? The document listed potential executive producers, and Blueface's name was right there. If that's true, then the betrayal runs deeper than anyone imagined. The man she fought for, cried for, defended on camera, secretly signing off on monetizing her collapse. Fans flooded Twitter with rage, calling it the dirtiest move in reality TV history. And yet, through all